today's focus, Brian De Palma. I knew it was going to come up. I just didn't know which order because there are other directors I would like to feature. But you know what? I can't get away from it. You know what's really coming home at me? Scarface. We got Brian De Palma making Scarface. And crazy enough, do you know who wrote the script for Scarface? And to the best of my memory, I don't think I'm wrong, but Oliver Stone. If there was one scene that really, really showed me the scope of Al Pacino's acting, honestly, that whole movie was just a featurette of how incredible he was. I mean, we knew him from The Godfather, right? And he can work with great directors. But in this particular movie, I don't know how Brian De Palma did it, but when he was sitting in the hot tub, and his friend was off to see his sister, who, if you know Tony Montana, he was going to pretty much hurt anybody who was seeing his sister, but his friend was actually in love with her. And then Michelle Pfeiffer, I think we saw the beginnings of the journey Michelle Pfeiffer would take us in movies, was also in that movie. Excellent, excellent performance. And as the wife of Tony Montana, she was like really, really disappointed, tired of his habits. He was very much into hardcore drugs, you could say, and she had got fed up. He was a little fed up with her. He wanted to have a family. You could see it was just no way possible with that gangster lifestyle that they could have a family, right? But passionate movie, you're pulled in right away, and so they end up leaving the large bathroom, you could say, that had a hot tub in the middle of it, and he's just sitting there alone, and you see the aloneness. And I don't know if it's a relating thing, but I saw an actor that no longer was Al Pacino. I can leave it like that. So I want you to consider Scarface if you haven't. It's a meal. You're going to have to make some mental space for a movie like that. We're about to have a little chit chat about what else did Brian De Palma do? Untouchables, or The Untouchables. But in this classic movie, you also have Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, and for the first time, we're going to watch Andy Garcia start to come to life in terms of his film journey, because he's first time I saw him was in that movie, and later on you would see him in so many more movies to come. Just the Ocean series comes to my mind with I'm bored of that guy already, but we know the one with Brad Pitt in it and George Clooney. But now let's talk about The Untouchables. Well, this is a little bit of a historical piece about not Al Pacino, Al Capone, and this was the character that Robert De Niro would be taking on. Excellent, excellent. There's a scene when he's talking about team and he's got a baseball bat. It's graphic, so you would have to see it if you don't already recall it. And then again, Brian De Palma has a gift for making really standout shots or scenes, very dynamic. And I'll tell you why I say that. There's just not one real moment of even Scarface where there's not a lot of really gripping, intense involvement in the film action you're seeing. And he does it masterfully. Now, when we talk about The Untouchables, yes, there are some classic moments, of course, but leave a comment. Come on. When they're in the train station and all that shooting's going down, a mother's on the top of the stairs there, the carriage with the baby starts to come down the stairs. You've got Kevin Costner as the good guy agent who's wanting to bring down the Al Capone empire, and he's there with Andy Garcia, who's the sharpshooter. Right from the beginning, they established that as his character, and it's like if you're seeing it for the first time, you're like frozen. What's happened? Like you're just, and it comes to a perfect resolution. I don't know if that was the right word, but it's awesome, 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 and that movie closes with perfection. Last movie I want to bring up on the light side. Thank you so much if you're here and enjoying movies as much as I do, but let's talk about Mission Impossible. I just noticed recently, Tom Cruise. First of all, how many series do we have now? I lost count. There's no point counting. And Tom Cruise is an amazing actor. I don't care about his personal life. Well, I didn't mean to phrase it like that. Whatever's going on about his personal life that the media lets us or expresses about it, that guy can act, and he's been in some incredible movies. With that said, just Tom Cruise, small talk about Tom Cruise, might get bigger because he was in Eyes Wide Shut too, Stanley Kubrick's last movie, with his wife, who they ended up divorcing after that movie, okay? That's all I'm going to say, but I wanted to say Mission Impossible 1. Brian De Palma handled that one. And while I saw number 2 and 3 was great, 2 was, but number 1 got the whole thing started, and here we are today. And he's still making these Mission Impossible series, and he's still getting people into them, because I may not watch it immediately when a new one comes out, but it's going to get me one day, and Tom Cruise can entertain on the screen. And Brian De Palma, I give you credit for making the first one and setting off the chain. So today, folks, I hope you're doing good. If you're looking for something to watch, you've got Scarface, you've got the Untouchables, and you also have the Mission Impossible series if you're going to go big and stream all those movies. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a movie lover. If it's too hot, stay in, stay cool, and stream. You know what I'm saying? But just keep the good vibes going if you can, all right? And if you got to forgive anybody, work on that. Just say, you know what? I forgive and release this. Start with saying that, okay? It's just coming to my mind, because sometimes if you can't forgive something, it just weighs on you heavily. I want you guys to have a great day. Peace and love. Take care. Bye all.